morning, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine. Students, I think you are doing your study well. Some of the students put their worksheets, their assignments, and their notes on the Google Drive. But there are few students who don't drop their assignments. So, students, I hope all these students also drop their worksheets, assignments, and notes as early as possible on the Google Drive. Okay, so what you have to put in the assignment, students? In assignment folder, you have to also put the practicals, okay, which we have seen and which you have written in the activity book. Okay, so that you have to put. But student, don't forget to put these all the submission in the JPG image form, not the PDF. I don't accept PDF, student. Please, it is a drop in the JPG image form. Okay, students. I hope you all are doing study also well. So here, before starting today's session, in today's session also we are going to revise one lesson. But before starting today's session, here I want to ask you one question, student. What kind of clothes do you really want to wear? Okay, each person have their own choice. Some students like to wear the cotton cloths, some students like to wear the silk cloth, some students like to wear the mixed type of cloths, or some like the synthetic. So students, why do you like these kind of clothes? What actually the properties of these clothes, so that you really like to wear these kind of clothes in your daily routine, or as a in any kind of functions? So why you use, or why you wear the particular type of clothes according to the festival, also according to the season? So students, the answer for all this question is in the today's session. So we are just revising the lesson number 3. I know that you all get the topics regarding this lesson number 3, but students who don't get some of the topics, they also get these topics in today's session. Okay? So students, let's start. The lesson number 3, synthetic fibers and plastic. Now, see over here, students. Here are certain types of figures or the certain pictures, images, what these images shown us. Okay, so we just going through these images. What are these? There are certain garbages, plastics. What is this plastics? This we are going to see in today's session. And what are these synthetic fibers? Now let's start with the introduction. So students, the synthetic fibers on the other hand are made by the human beings. What are synthetic fibers? There are two types of fibers, that is natural fiber and the synthetic fibers. Natural fibers made naturally, they obtained naturally, while the synthetic fibers we get by the certain chemical reactions and made by the human beings. So that is why these are called synthetic or the man-made fibers. So a synthetic fiber is also a chain of small units, just like these, students. See over here, it is the chain of small units joined together. So each small unit is actually a chemical substance. Okay, there are variety of chemical substances. So small chemical substance units, whenever combined together, they combine to form a large single unit, that is known as a polymer. Okay, that single unit is known as monomer. Mono means single, mer means units. So single unit means monomer, and whenever these single unit are all joined together, whenever these all monomer join together, they forms polymer. Poly means many. Okay, so these are the types of the synthetic fibers. What are these types? Rayon, nylon, polyester and acrylic. Okay, so these all are the types of synthetic fibers. So what we have seen in the synthetic fiber section, students, see, the first synthetic fiber is the rayon. So what are these rayon? Rayon are the fabric which are obtained from silk fiber. What's very costly? Okay, so the fabric, see students, in the ancient time, silk is used mostly. So what happens? The fabric which is obtained from the silk, these were really very costly at that time. But its beautiful texture and fascinated everybody. Okay, so that's why everybody attracts towards the silk type of clothes. So attempts were made to make silk artificially. So as there is more demand of using the silk garments, so there were think that to make this silk artificially, so that we get it is in the reasonable price. So towards the end of the 19th century, scientists were successful in obtaining the fiber having the properties similar to that of silk. So we cannot directly prepare the silk artificially because it is obtained from the naturally from the silkworm. This you have also seen in the previous year also, students. So this silk we can also form by artificially. Okay, so by artificially making, we get the properties which are shown by the silk as similar to the cloth which we made by the artificially. Okay, so such fiber was obtained by the chemical treatment of wood pulp. Whenever we do the chemical treatment to the wood pulp, what will happen? The fiber which we obtained is the rayon type of fiber. So rayon is a artificial silk. Okay, rayon is also known as artificial silk. Why it is artificial silk? Because it shows the properties just like that of silk. Okay, but it is prepared by the man or man-made fiber is this. That's why this is the artificial silk. Although rayon is obtained from natural source, wood pulp, yet it is a man-made fiber. So it is cheaper than silk and can be woven like silk fiber. So as compared to the silk, it is cheaper, and we also feel that we really wear the silk, but that is not the pure silk, that is the artificial silk, that is rayon. So where does this rayon is used? It can be dyed. So what is the property of this rayon? It can also be dyed in wide variety of colors. So wide variety of colors we can give to this kind of rayon, okay, fibers. So rayon is mixed with cotton to make the bed sheet. If we want to make the bed sheet, this rayon is also mixed with the cotton also to for making the bed sheet, or the mixed with the wool to make the carpets. Okay, the next one is the nylon. So students, nylon is also one of the main fiber which is used in day-to-day life, and which is also another man-made fiber. So in 1931 it was made without using any natural raw material. Means for making any kind of cloths we use certain raw material, just like suppose for making the cloth we use the cotton. Okay, so cotton, what we from what we get the cotton? We get the cotton from the plants. Okay, so plants, these are the natural sources. So but in 1931 the nylon was made without using any natural material as a raw material. Okay, so it was prepared from the coal, water and air. So it was first fully the synthetic fiber. Okay, so what is the fully synthetic fiber? Nylon is the fully synthetic fiber. So what is this nylon? Nylon fibers are strong. Okay students, you have also seen the nylon at your home also. So this nylon fiber is strong while it is elastic and lightweight. So it was lustral and easy to wash. So it becomes very popular for making the clothes. As it is lustrous means it is really very shiny and it is easy to wash. So people prefer to use this kind of cloths, okay, or it becomes very popular for making the clothes. So we use many articles made from the nylon. So there are also certain articles that we used in our day to day life which are made from the nylons. So what are these? Suppose such as socks, okay, the socks we used, these are also made from the nylon fiber. Ropes, tents, toothbrushes, okay, the toothbrushes which we used uh, for brushing our teeth, that are also made from the nylon. Car seat belts, sleeping bags, and the curtains, these all are made from the nylon. So, what are the characteristics of nylon to used in our day-to-day life? See, students, first of all, the main characteristic of the nylon is they are really very strong, elastic, and lightweight. Okay, so they are used for they are used for our day-to-day life, for making the ropes, okay, the ropes are also made from the nylons. So nylon is used for making the parachutes also and ropes for rock climbing. For climbing the rock, there are also there we use the ropes, so that ropes are also made from the nylon. Why they are made from the nylon? Because nylon is a strong synthetic fiber. So as it is strong, this characteristic is used over the use over for making the ropes. Okay, a nylon thread is actually stronger than any kind of steel wire. So that's why nylon uses in the parachutes and also for making the ropes. So students, here it is the activity. What you have to do: take an iron stand with a clamp, take a cotton thread of about 60 centimeter length. Okay, you have to take 60 centimeter length of cotton thread, tie it to the clamp so that it hangs freely from it. At the free end, suspend a pan so that weights can be placed in it. Okay, at the free end, what you have to suspend? A pan. Okay, so that the weights can be placed in it. Add weight one by one till the thread breaks. Okay, what we have to do? We have to add one by one just weights till that thread breaks. So note down the total weight required to break that thread. Okay, so this weight indicates the strength of the fiber. What is this weight? This weight indicates the strength of the fiber. Repeat this same activity with the thread of wool. Means here you just change the types of threads. Means first use cotton, then afterwards use the thread of wool, then polyester, silk and nylon. And tabulate the data as shown in the table. Arrange these threads in order to their increasing strength. So you have to make just like this table and put total weight required and when these type of threads are break. So repeat the same activity with threads of wool, polyester, silk and nylon. So what you have to take precautions over here. Note that all the threads should be of the same length and almost of the same thickness. Okay, so you will get idea how the strong how in this what is the most strong fiber over here. Okay, this you will get the idea. The next one fabric is the polyester and acrylic fiber. Okay, polyester and the acrylic fiber. So what is this polyester? Polyester is also another synthetic fiber. So the fabric or the clothes which are made from this fiber does not get wrinkled easily. See students, the cotton cloths really get wrinkled easily. Okay, so we have to most of the time we have to iron to that cotton clothes. But in case of polyester, this is not happen. Why this is not happen? Because polyester is another synthetic fiber which is does not get wrinkle. It remains crisp and easy to wash, so it is quite suitable for making the dress materials. Okay, for making the dress material, we also use the polyester threads. Okay, you must have seen people wearing nice polyester shirts and other dresses. So, terylene is a popular polyester. So, what kind of polyester nowadays used, or what kind of polyester is popular? So, the terylene. Okay, terylene, it is the polyester. Poly means many and ester. So, most of the types, the ester is used over here. It can be drawn into very fine fibers that can be woven like any other yarn. So, this is about the polyester. So, students, my mother always buys PET bottles and PET jars for storing rice, sugar. Wonder what is PET? So what is PET students? PET, it is also a polyester. PET is very familiar form of polyester. What is the full form of PET student? Polyethylene terephthalate. So it is used for making the bottles, certain utensils, films, wires and many other useful products. So polyesters are available in variety of colors also students. So the synthetic fibers are more durable and affordable, which makes them more popular than the natural fibers. There are also certain natural fibers, but as compared to the natural fiber, the synthetic fibers are more popular because of their certain characteristics. What are these characteristics students? The synthetic fiber has, or the synthetic fibers are available in variety of colors. They are also more durable and affordable. Okay, so they also get in the reasonable price. So people really choose to wear the synthetic fiber most. So, what are the characteristics of synthetic fiber? Synthetic fiber possess the unique characteristics which make them popular dress material. Okay, for making the dress material, synthetic fibers are mostly used. They dry up quickly as compared to the natural fiber. These synthetic fibers dry up quickly. They are long durable, less expensive means reasonable, and readily available and easy to maintain. So these all are the in short properties of the synthetic fibers. So what is the activity students over here? You have to take two cloth pieces of the same size. What you have to take student? You have to take two cloth pieces of the same size, roughly half a meter square each. Okay, half square meter of cloth you have to take. So these two cloths take, and one of these should be from the natural fiber. One is the natural fiber, another is the synthetic fiber. Again students, what you have to do over here, you have to take two cloths which are of half meter square. In that, one is synthetic and one is the natural fiber. So you can take the help of your parents in selecting these pieces. Soak these pieces in different mugs, each containing the same amount of water, and see over there which fiber easily wet over there or easily soak the water. So do these synthetic fabrics soak less or more water than the natural fabrics? This you have to see. Do they take less or more time to dry? And what does this activity tell you about the characteristics of synthetic fabrics? So you have to, so students, there are also variety of fabrics which are present at your home also. So you just takes one natural fabric and one of the synthetic fiber or the fabric, and soak and see what kind of fiber soak the water easily, okay, or which type of fiber takes more time or the less time for soaking the water. So from that you will get idea about the characteristics of the synthetic fiber. Here is the next activity where you have to take the pieces out of the containers after 5 minutes. Okay, what you have to take the pieces out of the containers after 5 minutes and spread them in the sun for few minutes and compare the volume of the water remaining in each container. You have to take containers and in that container what you have to take after 5 minutes, spread these pieces, the pieces which are taken from that container, you have to spread them in the sun and for few minutes, and then you have to compare the volume of water remaining in each container. So next one is the plastics. Here we have revised just about the synthetic fibers. Now the next one is the plastic. So what are these plastics, students? Plastic is also a polymer like the synthetic fiber. Okay, just like synthetic fibers are polymer, plastic also a polymer. All plastic do not have the same type of arrangement of units. So in some of it is linear, means one aside by one aside by one units are uh, placed in just like this manner, or whereas in other it is cross linked. Okay, so plastic articles are available in all the possible shapes and sizes. Okay, so students, what is this plastics? See, these are the uh, things which are made from the plastic, that is a bucket, chair, okay, these toys, glass. So the fact is that plastic is easily moldable, that is can be shaped in any form. In any kind of form we can give the shape to the plastic. So plastic can be recycled, reused, colored, melted, rolled into the sheets, or made into the wires. So that is why it finds such a variety of uses. There are also lots of variety of uses of the plastic in our daily life. So when we add hot water to the plastic bottle, it gets deformed. Okay, so such plastic which get deformed easily on heating and can be bent easily are known as thermoplastic. See students, thermo means heat. Okay, so the plastic which are get easily molded on heating, these are known as thermoplastic. So polythene and the PVC, that is polyvinyl chloride, are the some of the example of thermoplastic. Okay, what are the example of thermoplastic? Polythene and polyvinyl chloride, that is the PVC. So on the other hand, there are also some plastics which when molded once cannot be softened by heating. There are also on the contrary plastics that plastic cannot mold easily on heating. Okay, so or they mold once cannot be softened by heating. So these kind of plastics are called as thermosetting plastics. So what are the example for the thermosetting plastics are bakelite and the melamine. Okay, so what is this bakelite? As bakelite is a thermosetting plastic, it does not mold easily on heating. So it is a poor conductor of heat and electricity, means it cannot conduct any kind of heat or electricity. Okay, it is used for making electrical switches, handles, and handles of various utensils. Okay, so this is about the properties of bakelite, which is a thermosetting plastic. The next one example of the thermosetting plastic is the melamine. See students, melamine is a versatile material. It resists fire and can tolerate the heat better than other plastics. As compared to the other plastic, melamine type of plastic is really tolerate the heat other than that of the plastic, and it is resist to the fire. So it is used for making the floor tiles, kitchenwares and fabrics which resist the fiber. So plastics adds a materials choice. Okay. So being lighter as compared to the metals. Okay. Whenever we compare with metals, plastics are really lighter. So plastics are used in the cars, aircrafts and spacecrafts too. So the list is endless, but here we start counting the articles like slippers, furniture and decoration pieces, etc. So plastic is a non-reactive. Uh, the most important property of the plastic is they are non-reactive. That is, whenever they get exposed to the air at that time, they doesn't react with that air. So they are non-reactive. Metals like iron get rusted when left exposed to the moisture and air. All of you know that whenever the metals like iron is exposed to the air or the moist water, what will happen, or the moisture, what will happen, that iron get rusted. But in case of plastic, this does not happen. Plastic do not rust or do not react with the water and air, so they are not corroded easily. That is why they are used to store the various kinds of materials, including many chemicals also, for storing the chemicals, for storing the concentrated hydrochloric acid, for storing the medicines also we use certain plastic bottles. So plastic is light, strong and durable. So this is the most important property of plastic. It is lightweight, strong and durable. So plastic is very light, strong, durable and can be molded into the different shapes and sizes. So it is used for various purposes. So plastics are generally cheaper than the metals. They are widely used in the industry for the household articles. So for use for making the certain articles, these plastics are used. So in household articles also use of plastic is there. These plastics are also used in our day-to-day life for performing the various activities. So plastics are poor conductor. This is also one of the most important characteristic of plastic. Plastics are the poor conductors of heat and electricity. That is why the electrical wires, okay, the electrical wires have the plastic covering and handles. Also you have seen that there are certain object which has the plastic covering because it is the poor conductor of heat and electricity. Some of the screwdriver also have the plastic covering. These are made of plastic. Okay, as mentioned above, the handles of the frying pan are also made of plastic. So there are also handles to the pan which are made from the plastic. So students, plastic and the environment. So this is all about the day-to-day life uses of plastic. So as there are advantages of plastic, there are also certain disadvantages of plastic. What is the relation of plastic and the environment? So students, a material which get decomposed through the natural process, that means by the action of bacteria or the microorganism, that kind of substances are known as biodegradable. Bio means living, degradable means to degrade. Okay, so a material which is not easily decomposed by the natural process is known as non renewable. Okay, or the non, sorry students, is known as non biodegradable. So a material which is not easily decomposed by the natural process is known as non biodegradable. So they are not decomposed by the any kind of bacteria or the microorganisms. So there are also two types of two kinds of things in case of plastic, that is biodegradable and the non biodegradable. So students, here are certain types of the waste. So these are the types of the waste. That waste are of the plastic. Okay, this is the plastic waste. So they really take more time to degrade as compared to the other materials. The other materials can be degraded by the action of bacteria easily, but plastic is too hard to degrade by the action of bacteria. See students, over here one example, peels of vegetables and fruits, leftover food stuff, they degrade in 1 to 2 weeks. So they are the biodegradable. Paper paper require to degrade the 10 to 30 days. These are also biodegradable. Cotton cloth, these are also biodegradable. Wood also biodegradable. Woolen cloths are also biodegradable, but they also require a year for degrading. Tin, aluminum, and other metal cans, these are the non biodegradable because they are not degrade easily. They require time. So, what time they take to degrade? That is the 100 to 500 years. Okay, students. So, this much time is required to degenerate them. So, this is the non biodegradable. And the last but not least is the plastic bags. So they, for the degradation of plastic, it requires the several years or the thousands of years. That's why plastic bags are the non biodegradable. Okay, so since plastic takes several years to decompose, it is not environment friendly. So it is not environment friendly because it takes much more time to decompose, or it is non decomposable. So it causes environmental pollution. Besides, the burning process in the synthetic material is quite slow. Okay, besides, burning processes in synthetic material is quite slow and it does not get completely burnt easily. Whenever we burn the plastic, it really does not get completely burn easily. So in this process, during the burning of plastic, what will happen? The students, there is release of most of the poisonous fumes into the atmosphere, and due to the release of poisonous fume, it really causes the air pollution. Okay, so we have to avoid the use of plastic as far as possible, as there are variety of uses of the plastic in our day to day life. There are also most of the things which are made from the plastic and we really used them, but we have to avoid the use of plastic because we have to make the use of bags which are made of the cotton or the jute when we go for the shopping. So the biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste should be collected separately, and these waste also disposed of separately. So it is better to recycle the plastic waste. So if most of the thermoplastic can be recycled. There are also certain plastic which can be recycled, but most of the plastic are not getting recycled. So you have to make the list of items that can be recycled. What are these things? So as a responsible citizen, what we have to remember that reduced reduce the use of plastic, reuse plastic, recycle, and then recover. So we have to develop these habits which are environment freely. So students, fiber wise, do not throw plastic bags in the water bodies or on the road. What you have to take steps over here for avoiding the plastic use. You do not throw plastic bags in the water bodies or on the on the road. Take the cotton carry bags or the jute bags while going for the shopping. Try to minimize the use of plastic material. For example, use a steel lunch box instead of a plastic one. So these are the keywords which we have seen in this session, that is acrylic, artificial silk, nylon, plastic, polyester. Okay, so is anybody have the questions? Any questions please students? You can ask me these questions to my mail id. What is my mail id? VIICCT at pratibha.intschool.org. Okay. Thank you students.